Hi everyone, welcome to Joyce's Creative Corner. I'll jump straight into what is in your kit. So we've got some base white papers, which we're going to make our card bases from. Then we have, now 99% of the times you'll get instructions in there. They're never ready by the time I make the video, but they are this time. Then we have some paper backgrounds. I have used this one in my cards. I haven't used that one at all. I haven't used this one at all. And I've used that one in my cards. We also have gold, 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 white die cut, some gold leaves, and a huge packet. And this is huge. This is like, I think it was 4 of the 12 by 12 all stamped and cut. So that is all for you. So that's what is in the kit and what we're making. Huge card, and it's approximately 6.5 by 7.5. Closes like that. If you want to mail it, it is a bit chunky, but it's not too bad. And it opens up and it's got a little calendar for next year. Now I haven't put any sentiments on any of my cards as usual. Made is this one. Nice cute little card, and again a happy birthday or thinking of you. You can see the beautiful glitter on there. And the third one is this one. Now these two have been cut with a die. It's our stitched die and our dot die, square and rectangle. If you want me to cut them for you, just send me a message before we send the kit out. We only have a very short amount of kits available. As always, we don't make a huge amount, but these ones can be made to order. Just give us time to make them if we don't have them in stock. So I'll put a video on how we make those 3 cards, and then I'll come up at the end and say my goodbyes. So to color our flowers, today I'm going to use sunflower from the archival range and from Memento range, the rhubarb stalk. So we're gonna get our little flowers here, and we will need a piece of paper at the back so we don't mess our mat. These mats are pretty good, they just wash anyway. So and I'm gonna go from the outside in. And I do want that outside area, make sure I do the outside area quite dark. Then I'll move on to the next petal. And while I still have my color on the brush, I'm going to just give the backs a little bit of a coloring so they're not stark white. And I'm going to come in with my yellow, or my sunflower in this case. And I'm going to start in the center and work my way out. Now, depends on what look you want. That just like that looks fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna color them all in because I want more of an orangey look for my tulips or for my flowers. So that red is a little bit more orangey. That looks very pretty. And I'm gonna do the same with the others. And I'll bring from the outside in. I'll turn it over and I'll just give it a little bit of a brushing. And then I'll bring in my yellow from the center out. And then I'll give my red a quick brush over just to blend it all in. And I've got that beautiful color. And we also have the really big ones here. I do them exactly the same way. Bring my red in. If you have a special way that you color your flowers, of course, you are very welcome to just go ahead and do them your way. And then I'll bring my yellow. Now, if it hasn't blended well, just bring in a little bit more of the red and blend it in a little bit more. And then the yellow on top again, and it blends it in quite well. And again, perfect. And of course, turn it over and we'll do a little bit of a coloring in at the back. And again, I'm just doing a tiny bit just to get rid of that stark white. So those are my flowers, and I'll do the rest off screen. Next, I'll bring in my, again, I'm going to do it pretty much the same way, but this time I'm going to start with my yellow. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of red. And then blend them back in. You can always bring the red in first. And then bring the yellow in to blend it. Just depends on how dark you want your flowers to be or how light. I like the tips to be quite dark. Excellent. And then with the base, I'm going to bring in my baby chartreuse, which is upside down. And it's a bright green. And what I'm going to do is start from the base and work my way out. And I'm going to give it some dark spots and some lighter spots. Oh, I missed one flower right there. And more greens. Might move over here. Okay. So you can finish coloring it in. If you don't like inks, you can always use pencils or anything you like, really. So I'm going to bring in is my little bucket. And what I've already started, then I stopped because I thought, oh, I'm not recording. So what I'll do with this one is I'm going to start on the outside and just bring my colors in. And then right on the inside here, we're going to go a little bit dark as well. And then a little bit lighter. And again, I'm going to bring in my red and my tips. I'm going to make my tulips all the same color. mostly because it's easier for me once I decide that I like a color to stick with it. But if you're making 2 or 3 different cards, you can of course color them differently. Another one up there, and there is a tiny little one here. And I'll come in with my yellow. Now let's look at grey for my bucket. Now I have 2 greys. One's shadow grey and watering can. Just get rid of these ones so I can mix my colours up. And I'm going to start with the lighter grey. Brush this way, brush. And give it a lift. Okay, now I'm going to bring it down with the dark grey. Just go around down. Sorry. I'm going to here. Excellent. So this one's going to have more single tulips. There's quite a few in the collection, and we're just going to color them the same way with the green. Is that one? And then bring in my heater. And put it as well, so you can have your color, color one time, or I'm going to the same thing, I did a little bit of green there, and then bring the red. Now, I'm going to first. And something else is fighting, and put a tiny bit of yellow. So there's much tulip, then yellow one's the other, so it looks a little bit more. And there, and yellow. So yellow in. Black tulips, so we color one and we put okay, that's what we do. The only thing I do is add a little bit more green, make it a little darker. That looks really nice. So next one, do the same thing. But if you do the ones, you're going to know. Give it a little bit of green and a touch of red. That's it. Then we're going to touch. And the last one's close. They need the same way. And once I put it between green and color, once I put the red and the yellow on top, you will not be able to see it. That looks really good. Leaves as well, and again, all I do with this one is pick up some green, start from the bottom and work my way up, and just give it a bit of shade, a little bit more here and a little bit less there, and they come out really nice. Over. Here we go. So I'm going to use a sepia and a potting soil. See which one of those two will work. Yeah. And I'm gonna give my fence a quick brush through. Now, as you notice, mine will have a little tinge of red because I'm using a red brush. I'm not worried about that at all. It's going to be a very unique fence. Okay. Then I'm going to do it. And this is also some of the brush. So that little brown in black one. Okay, then some cookie brush and some fish. Once you've got it, I'll put it on back this one, so just near the middle, make it a little bit older. And it's very light. And the other side. Again, I'm happy with that. Okay. The next part I'm going to bring in is the little cart. And I'm going to do very similar. I'm going to go with my sepia first. Just give it a little browny look. Now down here it's actually grass, so I'm going to go with the green. Okay, just a little more. Now I'm not brushing with that color. I'll keep doing that. I'll do my colour because inside goes a little bit up. I'm going to see it. Literally. Something a little bit different is the outside of the wheel is really, really dark. So if you have a brush, it's a very fine tip. Make the borders little, you can see down there. That's the brown stuff. Put it away. So I'm going to bring my greys back in. And my paper. Start with the shadow grey, which is the lighter color. Not even sure at this stage if we need a darker one. Yeah, see, I had too much ink on my brush, and you should always start from the outside and work your way in. I get some brush. Sorry. Okay, let's we'll go back to the dark grey. Just get those little spots. And I'm going to go, I'm going to try a pebble beach. Let's see what a pebble beach comes out like. So pebble beach is a very light grey to browny kind of color. So like a terracotta. No, terracotta more orangey, isn't it? Okay. It's the colouring in job I've ever done. So we want just something to blend it in with. And once I have it shaped and put my flowers in there, I think that will look quite pretty. Cool. I think that's quite fine. What else do we have? We have this one, and with that one I'm gonna go a brownie color again. Now in this case I am going coffee. Let's see what I like. Any other brown you have? We'll do this one. Okay. So that's pretty good. Run a little more top. You get to back up. This one more that was cutting pencils, but I'm going to brown along. And then put the bottom. This one top. And get my brown as well. The colours I used are coffee, pouring soil, sepia, and pebble beach. There might or might not be something like this in your kit. I'm having trouble with cutting these ones because they're so fine. If they're in there, it's because they can still be used, but they're not the best until I learn how to cut them. In this situation, I'm just a little bit of green with those ones. And I think we've colored everything. Okay, so let's shape some flowers. I have a few different tools. Depends on what you have and what you want to use. Our first will be our 3D flowers, and all I do is I give them a little bit of shape on the back of them, turn it over and press, and then I'll find one approximately the same size, and press, and I will be overlapping these and gluing them together. And we have these ones. I'm gonna do a little bud, and we're gonna close it and stick it on here. So I'll just get my glue. So to make our little flowers, I make a little bud first, and I'll just put a little bit of glue on the inside and hold it closed while the glue dries. You don't have to use hot glue, you can use normal glue. I find hot glue is a little bit quicker. Then we are going to put a tiny little bit of glue on the base of our bud and pop it in the center. And we're gonna put a little bit more on the bottom of our flower. And oops, you don't want to put it on the side like I just did. It's all right, we'll clean it all up. Okay, try again. A little bit of glue there. Come on, I know you got glue. Don't want to press too hard and have a lot of glue come out. And it goes inside here. Now it's all up to you how much or how many petals you want on your flower. I'm going to put one more. And we're gonna go that way so that my petals alternate. Excellent. Wait until it dries and then we open them slightly. And that's our flower for today. So I'll just get another one and we'll make another one. So shaping is 1, 2, and 3. Start with those 3. And I'll start with my bud. What I might do, I might get closer. Let's see if that works. Yes. Start with my bud. And close it. Bit of a flat bottom. That's my next one. I'm actually good this, and I'm gonna go this way. And I'll attach him here. So I'm just gonna do a 3 petal this time, not a 4 petal. Oops, I better shape that one. I need a little bit bigger. And again, right there. And that will be my next one. It does look good with 4 petals. If I have leftovers, I might change them, but I think it looks good with 3 petals as well. Especially once we glitter it, that will look very, very pretty. Okay, let's pop them aside. To shape this one, all I'm going to do is press on the petals on the buds, buds, and a little one on the leaves. I missed a few buds down here. Any more? There's one down here. And if you get little pieces like that, just remove it. Excellent. We also have these type. Again, I'm just gonna go from the back, turn it over, and then give a little bit shape to the leaves. We have a couple of these ones. If we were to make a bouquet, I'm not sure if I'm going to or not, but I'm still going to give them a bit of shape. Turn them back and then press down here. And this ones can actually be stuck over there and it will look very pretty as a flower. But I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Now, I'm not sure if your kit will have these ones. Some of them will be broken. It is just how they're coming out of the cutter. They're not included in the price. They're just something that, because it comes out of the set, if I have them, I will throw them in there, use them up. They're still good to use. Some of them are coming out okay. some of them are not. So if you get them in your kit, it's just a bonus. If you don't get them in your kit, it means they're not there. Now, if you have your flower shaping tools, your golf tools, they would be perfect for shaping these flowers. As you push and pull, it actually gives them a beautiful, I'll show you. And then we get that, push it in here, a beautiful dimension, beautiful shape. If you don't have them, just use your flower shaping tool. Or if you really want to, you can actually get a picking tool, a pencil, something, and just shape them like we always do our leaves. You can always do that. So flower shaping is completely up to you. We should do a class on flower shaping, shouldn't we? What we can use to shape our flowers. The answer will be anything you can find in your house. So see, that will still look nice as a flower, especially once we put our buds in it. So, what else do we have? Our vases. Now for our vases, I am going to use that one just because it's a bit thicker. And all I'm going to do is give it a bit of shape. I might go closer. There we go. Give it a bit of shape so that when I glue it down, I can pop my flowers in it and they will look really pretty. Now, which vase and which of the elements I'm going to use, I don't know at this stage. Same with this one. Just give it a shape in there and we can pop our flowers in it. Once we glue it down, should I have another vase? There it is. Same thing. Or even something nice and large like a pencil. A little bit of shape. We glue it down, pop our flowers in. Shaped, I have a couple of, oh, I missed one. I have a couple of little buds, and the rest are made into flowers, all in different combinations. So I'll just bring them up so you can have a quick see. Let's see. There we go. And a few more. And like I said, they're all in different combinations. I have cut to the paper to the size that I want to work at, which is 7 inches by 6 inches. So what I'll do next is I'll get a green, and in this case I'm going to use a leaf green, and I'm going to ink the edges. Also a grey for the and I'm going to cut my gold 1/4 of an inch larger than that. So bring my cutter in. It will be 6 1/4 by 7 1/4. If you are a paper saver, you can cut the insides of it and save it and back it on white cardstock. I am going to use it as it is and just glue it down. Center it. You can use a centering ruler or you can eyeball it. I'm going to eyeball it. And you've got a few seconds with glue to move it around if you need to. There we go, that's perfect. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fans. And what I've done with my fans is I've actually cut it in half. You will have 6 pickets on that side and 6 pickets on this side. And then I just cut the little piece of wood that used to connect them. So separated them nicely. What I'm going to do, give them a little bit of shape. No need to use your shaping tools in this situation. You can if you want to. And then I'm gonna just glue it down. I'm just gonna go straight. Actually, you know what? We're going to lift it up. So I'm gonna go and get some, you can use double foam tape. I'm going to use my sturdy cardboard. So I've cut a couple of strips of cardboard. It is the same thickness as your foaming tape. It just, I prefer to use cardboard. So remove that glue because it's almost dry. And I'm going to cut that there. Okay, so I've got my cardboard there, pop it in, and then I'm going to put a tiny little piece on here as well. Just leave it to dry for a second and I'll do the other half. There you are. Give it a little bit of a shape while it's still there, and a little bit of glue. If you've seen my videos before, you notice I use a lot of cardboard instead of double-sided tape, or glue instead of double-sided tape, and cardboard instead of foam tape. I do use foam tape. We sell foam tape in the shop. If I was to use foam tape in this situation, I will also back it up with glue. Just because I like my cards to be a forever card, and double-sided tape and foam will eventually dry. So like that, and then we have this one here. And we're gonna pop them on either side. Beautiful. Next we have our little card. Okay, so my little card. Now my little card needs a cut. So we'll probably have to cut it using a Stanley knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a cut straight there, over the wheel and back again. And let's see if I can open it. Whoops, no, not strong enough. I am a horrible Stanley knife cutter. Okay, so that's cut. And then up here. Excellent. So what we're going to do is separate it, and we're going to pop flowers in it. I'll show you how. So I have cut a piece of white cardstock, 300 GSM at 7.5 by 6.5, and glued it down. We'll get another piece of cardstock and we're going to cut it at 6.5, and then we're going to score it at 7.5. Now mine is not big enough, so what you can do is turn it around and score it at 4.5, and also 1 inch. The 1 inch will tell you where to put your glue, and I will show you what I mean by that. Perfect. So what we're going to do next is put that away. We have our card base, and it will fit perfectly on top. So all we need to do is place the glue on that 1 inch. Oops. Try and stay away from the score line, because that will need it to be folded. So we just put the glue on that 1 inch, and we're going to put a card on top of it, making sure it lines up perfectly or close to perfectly, and then press down. So what we've done an easel card. It's a big one. It's a big easel card. Excellent. We'll decorate the inside later. So our easel card is done. Everything is ready. Okay, let's pop our bits and pieces on. Our hot glue should be ready by now. Yes, it's hot. Okay, so we have our little card. What we're going to do before we pop it on here is tuck in our tulips. So you can pick whatever tulips you will like. You can actually go for the smaller ones if you want to. And that's actually what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to pick a few tulips and I'll get a pair of scissors. They're right here. And I'm going to cut these. About there will do. And layer them over. So it's nice and large. Alternatively, you can actually do one at a time. And I just want them to be inside there. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some hot glue. Let's see if we can get closer. Beautiful. I'm going to pop some hot glue right on the inside and close it a little bit so that my tulips stick to it. So they're all stuck to that. Ooh. Now let's see what else we can pop in there. A little bit of these. And like I said, they didn't come out perfect, but they're still pretty good. So I'm gonna pop them. Beautiful. Now I want that to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some hot glue all the way there. Oops, don't need to be over there. And I'm going to put it underneath my fence, and that looks pretty good. Excellent. I do like my fence, I gotta say that. Now the other thing, I'm gonna do is start organizing where I want my flowers to go, and I want them to go up here. Now if I was to put my glue right there, it will stick to the paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this in, so that if the glue does go through, it will not stick to the base. Okay, let's get some flowers that I want. I would like the bigger ones first, because they're gonna be down the bottom. And I'll start with that. Excellent. And then some greenery. Now these ones are a little bit too long, so I'm going to snip the bottoms off. Are you dreaming, Bob? Reese is dreaming. And push them down. I should use that. It's got a nice spatula to push down with. And this one. Next one, again, snip it off. Okay. And this one should go up there. And this one will go that one. That's right, beautiful. So I'll just hold on here. Let's count this in. 1, 2. Okay, so I'm off. As you see, just need my net. Hopefully, I will have. Yes, it's like. There we go. Yes, I always will. Glue, hot glue. Okay, so that come out pretty nice. That's come out really nice there. Now I would like my calendar down there. See, so I've got this piece of scrap, which was what I cut off of there. So I'm going to be using this for down here. Now I will use my gold, leftover gold, and I will stick it right down. I'm just going to leave an even border. Oh, no, we're not. We need something to pop it up with, otherwise that's going to fall on top of it. So the first thing we're going to do is get our cardboard. So I have a piece of cardboard, and you can use double-sided tape if you like, or anything else really. So I've got that one, and I'm going to pop it on top of my gold. And then I'm going to pop my gold on here. Just saved it, leaving a nice border. That way, when that opens, it will actually hold open. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that my two golds line up, so it's one smooth look. And I'm going to cut this one. That way. Okay, so go on where you're meant to be, about there. And then these calendars, next year's calendars, that will fit perfectly there. Make sure it's nice and even. Beautiful. Look at that. This one, put this on here. And I'm going to put some in here on the covers. And right underneath. That one. Looks pretty good. And what have any? Sounds nice as well. I'm worried about this, that it will squish too much. So I'm going to go in with some. Oh, right. I'm going to go with some good ones. Right there. Okay. There. What else need is some white. I also need some gold ones. Okay, that's gorgeous. Very nice. Now, some of these, I want to come in. Do like them. Some of them might. And then if you have any pieces again, make sure you're not doing the fence to cut. I think the white boxes, that's fine, some white boxes. You know, I'm not gonna look. And I'm going to cut these in a little bit smaller bunches. Okay. Let's have a quick look how they will look if I was to pop them in. Yeah, I think they will look fine. Excellent. Now the hard part, popping them in now that everything is dry. They should have gone at the back, so I should have popped them in first, but since I didn't, we are going to hide them under there. I'm just going to use some hot glue for that, just a tiny little bit. Pop it in there and press. Okay, let's see what else we've got in here. Now again, watch out if you're adding anything where the fence is. You don't want the fence to close and stick to your paper. unless you want it to close and stick to your paper, that's up to you. I don't want mine to close and stick to the paper. Okay. Looks really nice with the gold embellishments. Okay, then I want to do this part. As soon as I get rid of this web of hot glue, little one. Again, I'm going to cut it into sections. Then what I want to do is pop this one, and that will hide all those little bits and pieces of hot glue. But before I do that, I wouldn't mind some more gold in the center here. Get rid of the webs again. Now what we need is a pair of tweezers to get rid of all that hot glue. Okay, that might do it. And then this one there, which I think they will look fantastic. Now for this one, I am going to use plain glue. Maybe not this one since it's almost empty. Just so I don't get that hot glue showing. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but I'm in no hurry because that is the last thing I need to do right now. All I need to do is just glitter it afterwards. So it stands like that, and that is our card, and that's it. We got a little, so we do need a sentiment. I'm not sure what sentiment I want to put on there, but yeah, other than that, it looks very, very good. Okay, so I've got my glitter out, and let's see if I can take it a bit further out. Okay, might be easier to see. You'll move the glue. When? Usually. You don't it. These are really good. A little bit of lighting. Oh, very good. Oops. That's it. I'm going to show you. This is a little bit of my hands. Hang on. To get it. Oh, we sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. So, I'm going to have. I'm going to try that. That's the reasons. Oops. Really right. That one can show this. Go ahead and you can nice and what I would say. 1, 2. We'll come back and have a look at it when it's dry. So for our next card, we are going to take the leftover from the previous card, which is 5.5. And so 5.5 and 5.5 is 11. So we need 1 inch off. So I'm going to remove 1 inch off of that one. So pretty much is 5.5 by 11. And I'll bring it in. And I'm going to score it. Oops. At 5.5. Beautiful. So that's my color base done, and my gold piece will go right on it. And it goes right here. Now you can measure it, you can eyeball it, and get a little bit of Now, next one is that white piece. I want that just enough bit. So what I will do is I will turn my vase over, and I'm going to pop some hot glue in the vase. Just try not to burn my hands as usual, and up there. And then I'm going to pop the flowers there. And then I'm just going to keep on layering them upside down. I've been on this like looks very pretty. I can back more. Yeah, looks very pretty. Now I have tiny balls, which I'm going to pop right back. That way we can just see a much. Look. Yeah, like that. A little bit higher. Fingers are burned. And I think that's fantastic. So last thing I'm going to do, jump in the always, and pop away again. Oh, down. And then we turn it upside down and stick it on here. Unfortunately, I might put a little bit too much glue. You can see on the side. That should be good. And then I'll stick a few strings, straight nails, flowers, leave it go off. And I'll hold it out here. So I've decided that this flower will look very pretty there. Also because now that it's dry, my vase is not straight. So we hide it. See, and you can see that it's not straight. We could go a little bit further and pop a couple up here with some. That will look nice. And let's see if I've got another one. I might actually put some here as well. So I'm going to chop it off. And I'm going to put one tiny little one there. And another one there. And I'll do the same with this one. Oops. I'm going to pop the hot glue there. And put him that way. Yep. And then I'll put this one right on top of that. Beautiful. It actually looks very pretty now. So we just have to put our gold embellishments on this one, and then we are done with this one. Let's see what I have. Looks pretty good. All we'll need is some glitter and we're done. Okay, so I'm ready to glitter this one. And I'm gonna start from the top. Pop some glue. And then I'm a little bit on the baby. Okay, and when it dries, that will look quite pretty too. I'll show you at the end. Okay, for now I'll put it aside and leave it to dry, and we'll start on the next one. For our last card, I have another piece of cardstock at 5.5 by 12. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to score it at 6 inches. Excellent. I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to do it that way. This is the paper I'm going to be using. So let's find out what dies we want first. Now, putting that there will give me all that clear, so I'll trim that off. So what I'll do first is glue my gold down, so that way I know where to trim my card base. And at this stage, it doesn't matter if it's a portrait or a landscape shape. We just need to put it in. Okay, so that's down. Now all I'm going to do is give it a bit of border. Now the paper we're using is quite thick, it's 300 GSM, so you might have to go around a couple of times. And beautiful, and we have our card base done. If this one fits there, I'm going to have a white base, and then I'm going to pop this on just for height purposes, so that way it gives them more layers. Oops, don't drop your products, especially when they have glue on them. There we go. Now if you clean your glue off when it's still wet on your gold, it will come right off. Otherwise you will need to use a glue eraser. They will come off as well. If you don't, if you use water or a tissue with water or things like that, it will actually mark your gold. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this one here. Beautiful. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pop a bit of glue here and attach my gauze. Now a lot of this will be hidden once I put my flowers on top. So the next thing I'm going to do is add some greens at the bottom. So there we go. Yeah, and some healing. Okay. Okay, so this is last card for today. So I'm just going to put a little bit of gold in there. I love this. Let's see. Can I pop some? So what do we think? Aren't they just beautiful? They're not hard to make. The coloring in is the longest it's going to take you. Once you've colored in all your bits and pieces, you'll have, it won't take long, like it took me what, 15-20 minutes to put them together. The other thing is you will see that I have used just a number, oops, it goes that way, just a number of elements. You will have a lot more flowers than what I had on my as normal. You will have 2 of the fences and 2 of the carts. I believe there's only 1 of the different vases, but as far as flowers, I think you got like double compared to what I have. Okay, well, that's it for today. If you liked the video, please like, share and subscribe. If you want to know more about products, just send them a message or have a look at the link. I'll try and learn how to make links. So there might be a link down the bottom. See how we go. And if you would like the kit, again, it's on our website. If you can't find anything, feel free to message me. I'm always available. I will see you next time and have a nice weekend. It is going to be a very hot one. So try and stay cool. Bye for now.